of all, thank you very much for inviting me. Today, I want to go through this topic called when one door closes, another door opens. Where is the open door in the post-AI world? Recent years, some of my friends and even on the social media, there are quite a lot of anxiety about they might lose their job in the wake of AI. The doors close behind them. And it's so easy to say, oh, when one door closes, another door opens. But where is that door? So I would like to focus tonight to kind of guide my audience to, based on my research and my experience, to try to find this open door and open it. So I'm need to go. Yep, sorry. So we have to understand why works are disappearing, why the door closed before I can help navigate the open doors. So I'm going to spend this evening to share my thought with you, and then what kind of emerging jobs, emerging opportunities that come out from AI, and how to get the skills and knowledge in order to retain relevant and continue to contribute to society. And lastly, I would like to share with you conclusion and key takeaways. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to type on the chat and we will go through that at the end of my presentation. So when I'm presenting, I can't see any chat, so bear with me. So a little bit about myself.
Don't worry, if there's anything in the chat, I'll let you know. Okay.
Yeah, sure. At the end of the my presentation. My background is standard computer science and technologies. Got my PhD in computer science from University of Sheffield in 1999. Spent a couple of years in academics, and I realized that I like working with people. I like listening to people's pain point, and I like problem solving. So I make the bold move to go to industry, and I landed my first job as a business analyst in telecom industry. In the early millennium, business analyst, the role was not very common like now because it was evolved from data analyst and system analyst. And then after 2 years, after a year, I moved to central government. I worked for the London Metropolitan Police as a senior business analyst and senior project manager for good 15 years. So in 2017, I moved back to the private sector. I took up a position as business analyst in Capita. Actually, it was this year is my transition of my career because it was the first time ever I came across with something called IoT, Internet of Things. And I was thinking, because I was involved in the data communication company, it was a part of Capita's company, dealing with the national critical secure infrastructure for smart meter installation. So I look at this box, a plastic box with a tiny little screen with the meter reading, but this box is a magic. It is a computer. It functions like computer. It is run by software and with the hardware chips, and it can transmit the meter reading to the utility companies from the people's households. So in these 2 years in Capita, I learned so much about the emerging technologies. Having in the government sector using the old-fashioned technology, I found it's just eye-opening. And after a couple of years, I moved to defense sector. I took up a position in Raytheon Technology, which is the top 3 biggest American defense contractor as a lead consultant in business analysis. In this period, I learned about defense technology, cybersecurity, worked a lot on the MOD projects, and also a digital twin, a digital threat. Then in 2021, I moved to Atkins Realis, took up the position as a principal consultant in business analysis, and I was under the AD&T business practice, aerospace, defense, security, and technology. So I work in local government projects, central government projects like HMRC, military projects, aviation, Heathrow Airport, transportation, network rail, and so on. In February 2024, I published my first book called Business Analysis in the Era of Generative AI. According to Amazon, my book was the first of its kind, combining business analysis and generative AI together. So at that time, there was no other book like this on the Amazon platform. And also, instead of publishing my book in UK, I actually published my book in the US because I realized that US is a very big market. And I think my strategy paid off. I was very fortunate. My book reached the Amazon #1 bestseller in two categories: computer science category and business skills category. The reason why I wrote that book was I had nearly 3 decades of experience in business analysis, but then this generative AI is new to me, and I was basically so impressed, eye-opening, with the mind-blowing with the technology. So my intention was to write that book, how business analysts can use AI to make their job more efficient, boost their productivity. And that's the whole idea behind my book. So now let's start about AI revolution. It is a fact. This is not just something you read on the paper and then you forget about it. This is something that we need to look at the stats and think about what impact to our industry. Basically, by 2030, 80% of humans will engage with robots and AI on a daily basis. I know some people who said to me, I don't like AI, I hate AI, I don't use AI. But if you use Netflix, you are using AI. If you use Amazon, TikTok, Spotify, you are actually using AI. AI has woven to almost all walks of life. We cannot really avoid it. Even if you use Google, you automatically by default woven to AI Gemini. And FICCI and BCG, Boston Consulting Group, they reported that AI is to add 15.7 trillion US dollars to global GDP by 2030. We are approaching the end of 2025, so we're about like 4 years before 2030. McKinsey also added that AI will boost global GDP by 1.2% annually. 1.2% is a lot. It means the growth. So you're talking about in a decade's time, it's 12%. Bloomberg also forecast the generative AI market to reach 1.3 trillion by 2032, highlighting its rapid expansion. I think most of you in my audience now will know, already know, generative AI is a subset of AI. AI is like an umbrella, and generative AI is the family of AI. We need to understand how closing door will impact us before we can like walk through the open door. So the fact is, in the broader economic shift, global trends, AI adoption is already in 70% of large company in McKinsey report. 70% is a lot. Large company already adopting generative AI and AI. McKinsey also reported that the job loss projection up to 800 million jobs will be transformed globally by 2030. So 800 million, I'm not saying they are all disappearing. 800 millions of jobs will be either altered, shifted, or impacted by this amazing technology. And World Economic Forums also produced a report called the Future of Jobs Report 2025. They are really highlighting the IT job is shifting from manual to oversight roles. So traditionally, you will crunch numbers on Excel sheet. If you're programmers, you will write code. If you're business analyst, you will draw diagrams. But the shift will be You generate the code, the diagrams, the content, the documents from AI, and you play the role as oversight. You do quality check, you fine tune, you edit that, and that's the shift. Layoffs are happening. Accenture cuts 11,000 jobs. Will exit workers who cannot retrain for AI. This is the quite a latest report. I only added it this morning. Press release on Monday, 29th of September, two days ago. So why? What kind of jobs are disappearing as a result of AI? So I am splitting into two parts. The first part is generative AI automation, and second part is robotic automation. So let's walk through the functionality of generative AI. I have put down nine top functions. Actually, there are more, but these are the nine functions quite commonly used by people in the society. The first one, generative AI, is a search engine. So instead of giving you all the hits in the traditional manner of search, AI actually search for you and will give you the bespoke, more customized results. So save people time. So I'm looking at people like research assistant, researcher, that kind of jobs that will probably disappearing. People will just directly use AI as their research assistant or a junior researcher. The next one is called chatbot. So who's using chatbots now? Customer service, IT support, technical help desk. I live long enough to witness the last 3 decades. In the last 30 years, a lot of Western companies from North America and Europe, they offshore their call centers to Asian countries like India and the Philippines. I happen to have friends from these two regions. They told me that since the offshore call center scheme, not only they create a lot of call center workers in these two countries, say, for example, in Mumbai, New Delhi in India, in Manila in the Philippines, they also created a call center economy. For example, rental, properties, supermarket, restaurants, coffee shops, even cinema. If companies are using chatbot, AI chatbot to manage customer services, help desk, technical help desk support, then it become automated. So these call center workers not only would lose their job, but also the surrounding ancillary businesses like restaurant, cinema, rental property, etc. They will be disappearing. I don't know what the employers will put go forward in order to maybe retrain their call center staff or not, but I'm just highlighting it as based on my knowledge and my research. The third one is translation. When I talk about translation, I'm not talking about 3 or 4 languages translation. When a human knows 3 or 4 languages or half dozen languages, I call them a genius because they're just so good in multilingual. What I'm talking about is AI can simultaneously translate over 100 languages faster than human. This is beyond human capability to translate more than 100 languages, but AI can do that. So I'm looking at human translators, including sign language translator, because now AI can just do sign language. Uh, you can put the AI avatar in front of the screen to listen to the conversation and then do the sign language in front of the user who have hearing impairment. And nowadays, you go to YouTube or the social media, you click caption, it just simultaneously translate the caption of the conversation or songs, etc. So human translators, interpreters will be impacted. Then the next one is called text. So anyone who make a living out of content creation. For example, what I'm looking at, content creator, copywriter, and even myself as a book author will be impacted, any content creator. Then the next one is computer code. It goes without saying. Computer programmers, software developers. Uh, I know someone who is the software engineer in a company, and they already stopped all the software engineers to write code by hand. They have to use generative AI to generate code. So, but fortunately, he is in a good hand. He is working in a very good company because his employer sent the whole development team to go to study the TOGAF course to upgrade themselves to become a more like a solution architect, to have something like design concept and architecture vision to upgrade them. So their job after generate the code from AI in GitHub, etc. Their job is just to quality check, fine tuning. They they are not allowed to write the code from scratch. So in this aspect, I would say programmers, developers will be impacted. And then the next one is summarization. As you know, AI is really good in summarize like meeting transcripts or very large documents, even books. AI can summarize very quickly. Eh, I'm thinking of people working in organization who have to deal with very long and winding documents like a research company or a legal firm to look at all the legislation regulation, all the precedent previous cases, and also like engineering company look at the building regulations, long and winding documents. These people like paralegal or junior engineers or junior architects, they their job would be impacted. And then I'm also looking at like a minutes taker, note takers, because now AI can just summarize the meeting transcript automatically. So in terms of AI industry, I'm looking of the diminishing of PMO. PMO is a project management office. They hire quite a lot of PMO assistants to go to a meeting, to take minutes, to take notes, and then distribute the actions to people. But now AI can just do it automatically. And another job I'm thinking of a copywriter or a newspaper or a publication editor because they make a living out of looking at large content and extract into summary and key points. So the next one is images. So I'm looking at illustrator, graphic designer, painter, artist, etc. Their job could be impacted. And I actually have a very life example. Is my own example. When I was about to publish this book, I approached a graphic design company, and I asked them to give me a quotation. How much is it cost to design my book cover with the back and the side and the front? So they came back to me with a quotation, £600 plus VAT. I was thinking, wow, £600, a lot of money, plus VAT is £720. I can't afford it. It's my first book. I have no budget. So I used DALL-E, part of the ChatGPT. I did a few prompts and I said, I want a business analysis and generative AI book, which looks futuristic, but also looks like nice, bright. And so it gave me a few options and I chose this one. And I was very pleased. Some of my readers said they bought my book because they liked the cover. Um, that they lost my business because the Dell E cost me absolutely nothing. Because I subscribe to the ChatGPT account, $20 a month, and it's part of my subscription. The next one is audio and video. I mean, some of you probably have already tried out Sono, the songwriting app, and Sora, the video app by ChatGPT, and also the VO, the video app by Google. At the moment, it's quite early stage. They can only give you 60 seconds of the clip, but I'm sure it will go to hours and hours in the future. Actually, recently, I saw the news, a very big Hollywood company called Harvey Perry. Before generative AI, they were planning to invest 800 million US dollars to uplift their Hollywood studio. But then after the ChatGPT and OpenAI and generative AI came, and they look at the Sora, they halted their plan to expand their studio because they said, well, this a lot of uncertainty whether it is worth spending $800 million to uplift the physical movie set, the studio, or invest this $800 million to invest in AI, generative AI. If so, then they can just save a lot of money and just you have the AI generated battlefield or Wild West scenario and just put a couple of A-list actors in front of the green screen, the generated screen. So it shows that not only the people who are currently carrying out this business, like the construction worker, they construct the movie set. The architects behind who design and draw the blueprint of the movie set, but also the whole Hollywood economy, the movie industry economy. Because in Hollywood, people work in Hollywood, they will have to find places to rent, they will go to restaurant, they will go to coffee shop, they will go to supermarket. It's the same as a call center. So once they don't need construction worker to build the building, the movie set, then all the ancillary business will disappear. Last but not the least, classification, extraction, and metadata. For a very, very long time, organizations have been struggling to structuralize the unstructured data. Because structured data is very structured with data name, data type, data width, and data constraint. And then you put in the data table, the backend, and then people can do the SQL query, SQL, and also the search. But unstructured data, it's just a number of text. But a lot of these unstructured data carry very, very important value. For example, emails, documents, news articles, and even social media posts. So for a very long time, they use human data analysts to label the unstructured data, do the metadata, classify their type, their content, and to do the extraction. But with now AI can just do the tagging, the labeling, the metadata automatically because generative AI is natural language processing. It understands human languages. So I would say those who are currently carrying out this data tagging, data labeling, metadata, their job will be impacted. And I said before, AI is not just limited to a software installed in a computer with a flat screen, with a keyboard. AI can install in any hardware in different shapes and forms. That's how I'm coming to the robotic automation. Imagine robots like drones, driverless car, and robots powered by AI. If it's do properly, it can automate a lot of physical jobs, and it will make our life a lot easier. Some of these already happening. For example, robotic devices are being used to pick fruits and vegetables and flowers in agriculture. Building construction, you if you go to YouTube, you put out robotic bricklayer, it will give you hundreds of clips with robots with the robotic arms constructing the bricks in the building site. Customer services. You might not see a lot of them in this country, but if you go to Japan, Taiwan, or China, you go to any restaurant or hotel or shopping mall, you see all these robots serving people. Disaster recovery zone, yes. Also, they're using like drone or robots to go to disaster area to like rescue people from the under the rubbles after the earthquake, under the water after the flood, or trapped in the wildfire, etc. Healthcare assistant, same. In Japan, a lot of care homes, they use robot to lift the elderly from transporting them from the bed and to the wheelchair to give the elderly people more mobility and more dignity. And manufacturing, you know, BMW, Tesla car, they already use robotic arms to assemble cars. And Amazon, they already use robots in their warehouse shifting boxes around. Medical procedures, robotic arms are already being used to perform medical procedures, operation in the theater. Military, you can see in recent days, a lot of drones allegedly flew from Russia to different parts in Europe, like Holland, Poland, and Romania, etc. So drones powered by AI are already deployed in the military field. Mining and resource extraction. Robotic arms can go to very deep down underground to extract minerals that human might find it a bit too deep to go down to. Security and surveillance. Robotic security guard protecting buildings, vicinity, and properties. Transportation, driverless car, to help people who can't drive to go from one place to another. Waste management, robots handling recycling. So these are the so you're thinking, wow, uh, those humans who are currently carrying out these tasks, this manual task, physical task, would be impacted by the AI automation, robotic automation. Um, how to address the fears of augmentation and unemployment? When people have lost their jobs, not only they have suffered from financial loss, but also they suffer from mental health problem. Because they're very anxious, they're very worried about their future, and they are very anxious about the uncertainty of the future, whether they can still fit in the employment market, and whether their skills already obsolete that they will become unemployable. So we need to tackle these two issues. Um, we do need to do something about it. The first thing is actually transparent and open dialogue. I think employers should have open communication with the employees to let them know in advance what is coming and to discuss with them how to reskill them, upskill them so that they can be prepared to work with the technology. In recent months, it was very heartbreaking to see some people went to social media and then they post that uh, they will make redundant by email on Friday afternoon with no pre-warning, no notice. They thought to themselves, they receive a letter, they've been sacked, and on Friday afternoon, knowing that on Monday they have no job to go to, is the tech industry is very brutal and very inhuman and very ruthless. Um, I don't think it's the right the employers should treat their staff like that. And social safety next. I think the society as a whole should look after people who will be displaced as a result of the AI automation, to assist them, to support them financially, or to allocate funding to enable them to learn new skills so that they can be employed again. And then workforce planning. Community, society, even employer should provide the reskilling well before the employees face the redundancy risk. That's the we do need the cooperation between the employers and the government and the society as a whole, because by letting people unemployed without retraining them is not a very good thing. So I kind of finished the closed door now, but before I step into the open door, I want to debunk some myths. And the first myth is AI will replace all IT jobs. Now, the reality is, yes, AI will replace some IT jobs, maybe junior, low skill position, repetitive tasks, mundane tasks. Uh, but when AI automate that, we free up our time. We can develop our skill to tackle more complex and sophisticated problems. And the second myth is AI makes human lazy. Well, if you look at the history, the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, 19th century, they didn't make the farmers lazy. At that time, the invention of the tractor, automating the farming industry. So before the tractor, maybe it required 10 farmers to manually plow the ground. But after the invention of tractor, they only needed one farmer to operate the tractor. So the 9 farmers, they did not stay at home and did nothing. Instead, some of them, they moved on. They moved on to do something. And some of them, they went on to study how to improve the seeds quality so that they can have better harvest, better quality of the crops, making more money, and also have better, healthier food for public consumption. So it is a human nature that when something is automated, they are not required to do it manually. They move on to do something that for example, the seed improvement, the tractor cannot do the seed improvement, but human can. So they move on to do something else the tractor could not do. So the reality is freeing up time from low-level job and develop the skill to a high-level job to tackle more complex problem. And also, in order to open the door, we need to shift our mindset to opportunity. First of all, we need to turn our fear to curiosity. And also, historical parallel. Internet disrupted jobs but created millions more. And do you remember the emerge of internet in the mid 90s, late 90s? Um, People started buying online, e-commerce, and also now you can see a lot of old industries disappearing. For example, um, blockbuster video rental. You don't see them in the high street. For example, travel agents. They you can hardly see the travel agent shop in the high street anymore because people book their air tickets online. And another thing is you also see the disappearance of bookshops because nowadays I must admit less and less people read paper books because they either read ebooks or they read digital format of content. So there are less and less bookshops in the high street shop. And also same as libraries. Where I live in Barnet Borough, I think in the last 10 years, they cut half of the number of libraries because there are less and less people going to library to sit down and read paper books. So imagine if you are librarians, if you are a salesperson in a blockbuster video rental, or if you are a salesman in a bookshop, or if you are a staff in a travel agent, your jobs disappear. No, no more now. So what did these people do? they move on, they do something else. And what are the emerging jobs after internet? I said earlier, like e-commerce manager or social media administrator, content creator, or even YouTuber. This is like a new job, or influencer. I mean, if you ask me 15 years ago, um, ask me whether I know about online social media influencer and told me that actually this is a full-time job, it's a paid job, I would say, what's that? What is it, online social media influencer? But now you have all this new job coming out just from the internet, not from AI, from the internet. Social media administrator, content creator, blogger, vlogger, YouTuber, influencer, e-commerce managers, and so on. The list goes on. So use AI as a tool, not the threat. And also human oversight and decision loops are still needed. AI can generate the content from the data set, and AI has hallucination. AI cannot think out of the box. It is our human who make sure the quality control of the content generated by AI. So we humans still very much in needed in terms of supervising and quality control assurance of the AI outputs. So now, coming to the fun part, I have identified six emergent new roles as a result of AI. And you can see these six new roles, they are pretty much IT jobs because I've been in the industry for 3 decades. I can only speak for IT community. Um, Whether those people like copywriter, editor, or a lawyer, or accountant, or a graphic designer, what job they need to go to if their job is being replaced. That's probably another seminar. I need to do more research. But first of all, let's focus on IT jobs. The first one is AI trainers. The AI trainers, they train AI models, and also they transfer the AI models capability to train humans how to use various AI products. And second one is actually the most spoken, most well-known occupation out of AI is called prompt engineer. Prompt is the communication between the user and the tool. It's like a query or question. Prompt engineering is the technique, how to craft the good prompt in order to obtain the optimal result. And the third one is AI ethicists. So AI ethicists is like a AI moral compass. As an ethicist, they lobby AI for good, inclusive, integrity, morality, unbiased, governance, transparency. And the next one is called AI data analyst. So what's the difference between traditional data analysts and AI data analyst? The traditional data analysts, they analyze the raw data input by human. Basically, I call it either real world data or human data. But AI data analysts, they need to process AI generated synthetic data. AI learn real world data, remix the real world data based on the algorithm, and generate brand new data based on the algorithm. Can be very opaque, can be very, doesn't make sense, hallucination or something wrong. So AI data analysts need to have the capability to determine whether the outputs from AI will be useful or relevant to the purpose, to the organization, aligned to the business goal. And the next one is called AI system service managers. So what's the difference between the traditional service transition uh, manager from AI service manager? Traditionally, if you have a project transition to application system in the live environment, it's pretty static because the system will just work and work until the next upgrade, uh, pretty much the same. However, AI is different. The moment an AI project transition to the AI system in the live environment, the training cycle continues, the involvement continue because AI doesn't stop. AI will keep learning. The conversations, the prompt between the users and the AI are being used to retrain the AI model. So the AI model keeps enriching. So the AI system service managers will need to manage the ever continuing learning and ever evolving AI system, which pretty much a lot dynamic, more dynamic than static traditional applications. And last but not the least is the called AI auditors. So AI auditors is not the same as AI officers. AI officers is like an ambassador to promote the good of AI, but AI auditors, they can have the authority to sign off AI projects or AI applications, and they have the authority to stop the projects or to pause the application. They have this authority because they actually audit the source code, they audit the algorithm, they audit the whole AI system like the bias or alignment, explainability, regulatory, compliance, governance, and security and bias. So they have quite a good, big authority. So I'm going to unpack each and every of these single 6 row. The, the next one is now AI trainers. If you want to become an AI trainers, what do you want to do? And what do you need to do? AI trainers, as I said, they need to train the AI models and they need to understand in depth about AI algorithms and also natural language processing called NLP. And then they also need to have the capability to transfer these kind of skills to the students, to human trainees and students to use various AI tools. Of course, there are AI trainers, they claim to be AI trainers, but they don't train the AI models, they just train human. But if a AI trainers training human also have the capability to train the AI model, this person will make a much better and capable AI trainer because this person knows the front and the back. So the skill is use AI tool ability, to explain not just the technical skill, but also communication skills. AI, maybe some people look at AI language in another language. So the AI trainer needs to explain what's the philosophy, the knowledge to human, which is explainable, understood by human. And the demand is pretty much organization, they adopt AI. They do need AI trainers to train them AI model, especially the sector specific vertical large language model. So it's different from the open, I call it playground version of ChatGPT, only one layer of the internet. But for the sector specific AI model, you got this permission, privilege, guardrails and alignments in place to classify who can see what and why. That you need an in-depth process to train the AI model. And also this job, and a lot of training companies and training institutions, they would love to have a good AI trainer to train more students. The second one is prompt engineer. I explained it to you before. So what does a person need to do in order to become a prompt engineer? First of all, they need to have the in-depth technical skills. They need to really craft out, they need to understand the AI, how AI works, the technical bit. And they also need to be if you like, linguistic skill to understand what kind of natural language that AI can understand better. I tell you the importance of prompt engineer. It is my own experience. About 2 years ago, I did an experiment with a friend who is a professional digital photographer. We try out Midjourney to generate images. And as a layman, I know nothing about photography. I put a prompt that I asked Midjourney, generate an image for me with blue sky, with some clouds, and with the sun, with some trees, river, and some birds, flowers. And I click, yep, okay. And then it did the job. It has everything, all the features I ask, but it just looks so plain. But my photographer friend, he put hundreds of words of prompt, step by step. He instructed Midjourney what he exactly what he wanted. The location, the position of the objects he wanted, the color code. He used the hexadecimal, yeah, hexadecimal hex code to identify exactly what color shade he wanted. And he also described the scene. It's like the sun beam down, semi-opaque in front of the tree, reflecting the shadow of the flowers and the birds and all this. There's a whole page, about 600 words. And Midjourney follow that, and you generate a very beautiful, like a almost like 3D photograph. Is almost like gallery quality. And I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. The importance of the prompt. He used the specific language to in the prompt, and the result is like my one is very mediocre. It's very plain, but his the one is really amazing. So it shows that as a prompt engineer, not only you need to have technical skill, you need to have NLP skill, but you also need to have a domain expertise. So for example, if you want to find out some kind of medical, like medical health plan or something strategy from generative AI, you need to be a medical professional so that you know the buzzword, the jargon, and also how to prompt the generative AI machine. And if you want to find out about like high frequency trading, you need to know a lot of financial and banking knowledge. You maybe need to become a like trading or stockbroking expert to in order to do so, because the language you use, the words you use in prompt has a direct impact on the quality of the output. So prompt engineering, they are needed everywhere. Everywhere. Any organization, any individual, any companies, they need to use generative AI. They will welcome good prompt engineering to join them. The next one, AI emphasis. Yep. It is also a very, very good job, especially if someone are passionate about AI good for the society. Um, because this job is a champion for morality. They make sure the data is sourced ethically. The algorithms is not biased, and also the data, user privacy, copyright infringement, and trademark, and also original creators permission, compliance with the law. They need to be really familiar with like GDPR, UK Online Act, and also EU AI Act, etc. It's a very good job. Of course, they need to have the AI ethical qualifications, which is available in BCS and even university, and knowledge in governance and throughout the whole AI development life cycle. And they will be needed in private company, public sector, and vendors, user organizations, academic, NGO, research, and regulatory authorities. So the next one is an AI data analyst. Yeah, I mentioned about the difference is they have the ability to process the AI generated synthetic data and turn this output from AI to BI, to business insight or business intelligence. So in comparison, the traditional data analysts see the world from the human eyes, but the AI data analysts will see the world from the AI vision, the AI views of the world, as well as the human vision of the world. So they need to have the combined knowledge to do that. And having said that, they also need domain specific expertise because at the end of the day, AI will give you the what, but it is the domain expertise and experience acquired by the AI data analyst to come up with the so what. What should I do with this output? How can I turn into a useful insight to submit to my executive, my stakeholders for data-driven to make the informed decision. So that's the value, and they are really high demand in many organizations. Anyone process AI data will need an AI data analyst. So AI system service managers, I mentioned about, they need to monitor the AI system in the live environment. Uh, so what kind of extra skills they need on the top, over and above of their traditional service management responsibility? Number one, they really, because a lot of AI is already being used in the process-driven, streamline business processes, process improvement. So it's a real time. So the AI system service managers, we need to continuously monitor the behavior of this AI performance. If needed, they might need to tweak about the algorithm or restart the retraining model. So they need to be quite switch on and responsive because sometimes AI can go rogue, and they are the one to stop AI from going rogue. It's quite a big responsibility. So what the skills they need on the top of the service management, they really need to know how AI works. They need to know the AI-driven functionality, AI-driven workflow, and also the AI-generated content, whether they align to the business objectives. They need to look at the day-to-day. And also, what happens if people stuck in the AI system, they make a call to the call center, or they use the AI chatbot to submit their tickets. So the AI service manager will need to make sure the users will be supported. And the demand is really high. I mean, any organization, if they deploy AI implementation, they have to have an AI system service managers in place. So last but not the least, AI auditor. So I said earlier, and the AI auditors, they work with AI ethicists like a companion, side by side. They actually have a different responsibilities. AI auditors, they evaluate, they inspect code, software code, algorithms, data set, risk, alignments, standard, regulation, compliance, quality, etc. They need to be already a maybe internal IT auditor qualification already. And then on the top of that, they also need to have the knowledge, extra knowledge about AI data analytics, risk management, cybersecurity, ethic, compliance, financial, and accounting to do it. And they're needed in public sector, private sector, because they can do it, they can work independently. As an AI auditor, they can go to different organizations, like a penetration tester. You know, when you do the cybersecurity penetration testing, some companies, they hire third party, independent company to do the pen test. AI auditing, same. Companies can just hire individual third-party independent AI audit company to get the AI auditor to come to the organization to audit the AI projects and AI systems. So now, if you are interested in reskilling yourself to one of these 6 roles, so how to upskill and reskill yourself, I have very simple 5 steps to help you. First of all, you need to have the mental, psychological, emotional preparation to, you have to prepare to change. That's the first step. If you underneath, if you do not want to change, then there's nothing we can do about it. So first of all, you need to cross this wall and say, okay, I'm prepared to change, acquire new skill and adapt changes, to go to this brave new world with the open mind. And the second step is very, very basic. Learn how to use AI tools to boost productivity, freeing up your time, um, do something more sophisticated, get yourself some more challenges. So instead of, as a business analyst myself, instead of starting drawing the diagram on VCO or on a PowerPoint, I can ask AI to help me generate some diagrams and then I do the fine tuning. So that saved me hours. And then once you are comfortable with using various AI tools in content or diagram or code generation, then you can develop some AI literacy and prompt engineering skill. AI literacy is to understand exactly what underneath the label of AI. For example, underneath AI, you got machine learning, you got deep learning, you got neural network, reinforcement learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning. How do they work? And also, what's the limitation of AI? Bias, hallucination, you need to know. And what are the challenges of AI? Cybersecurity, um, maybe and also unethical use of AI, that kind of thing. All this AI knowledge, and it goes without saying, from engineering skill is basically is the bread and butter of IT professional who interact with the AI tools. And then step number 4 is develop AI data and analysis skill, cybersecurity, and AI ethics competence. That step number 4 is you branch out. What would you like to do? If you want to become an AI data analyst, then you develop your skill as an AI data analyst. If you want to become a professional prompt engineer or professional AI trainer or a professional AI service system service manager, then you branch out and then you focus on the, if like, the vertical stream. Then the final step is the our soft skill, our innovative and growth mindset is what we have. The AI still playing catching up games. I know some companies, AI company, they try to train the AI model to have this kind of a light bulb moment, aha moment. Um, but it's still work in progress. We human, we have this creative mindset. We can think something out of nothing. We, from time to time, we think about something just out of our gut feeling. It's called like the light bulb went off. Then it's like, I know now. Oh, let's do it. But AI, without the data set, AI is nothing. AI can only amplify and synthesize what exists in the data set. But we have a lot of quality we have possessed that AI doesn't have. We have creativity, reasoning, empathy, emotional and intelligence, thought leadership. We have vision, strategy, and curiosity. Use it, don't lose it. So you might say, okay, I get it. I want to learn, but where to learn? So this is the roadmap. Um, you can acquire this new skill from more education, but you don't have to. I'm not asking all of you to go back to university to get a machine learning degree or a AI science degree, because there are short courses like professional certification and membership, IBA, International Institute of Business Analysis, BCS, IEEE, IET. So If you register with these professional organizations, you get a membership and you get the notification and emails, and you already know what kind of training courses that is applicable to you. So it opens a lot of training opportunities and knowledge acquisition for you. And also, you can do industrial experience like shadowing. You follow someone, an expert who's already doing this kind of technology, and you can go to public events, conferences, seminar, webinar like this one, workshop, focus group, learn from each other, or um, mentorship, coaching. There, identify someone who have a lot of experience and helpful and help you, guide you, lead you to the way to achieve your goal. Networking, just go out anywhere, talk to people, compare notes. Online learning, research, there's no excuse. You got LinkedIn knowledge, LinkedIn learning, you got Udemy, you got Coursera, you got Harvard. There are a lot of free courses as well. If you pay a little bit of money, you get a better training content. But there's so many opportunities for people to upskill and reskill themselves. So talking about opportunities, talking about open door, let me tell you, AI still has not solved a lot of global problems. We have climate change, natural disaster, food shortage, water shortage, anything, and healthcare. I mean, uh, can AI cure cancer? We don't know yet. Can AI cure dementia? We don't know yet. Can AI make a wheelchair user walk again? We don't know yet. So this is our opportunity to leverage AI and generative AI to solve real global problems. So in terms of climate change, I'm not saying AI can change the weather because weather is an mother nature. What I can see the opportunity is to look at AI is very good in dealing with historical data, handling big data, analytics, and producing predictive analytics. Can we use this AI capability to look at the historical weather pattern? At least we have some kind of early warning before a hurricane or before some really bad weather, dry weather, which might cause wildfire, to basically evacuate people, local people earlier so to save lives. Same with earthquake. Can AI collect seismic data from earthquake, all the earthquakes from the last maybe 100 years, and to come up with some kind of predictive analytics that that spot might have the risk of earthquake, and then the government can go to the site to evacuate people to save tons of lives. Food and water shortages, we can use AI to look at maybe logistic, transportation, um, and climate pattern, etc., to give the farmers a good heads up how to like utilize their water resources, or maybe if there are big wind, strong wind, or weather pattern, they may need to be able to mitigate that. Energy shortage, we can use AI to look at the optimization of energy utilization between the power grid and the households. So with this optimization, the power grid will not generate too much energy because too much energy will go wasted, or too little energy, household will go blackout. So with this optimization, AI can also try to maybe work better to combine renewable energy to the power grid. At the moment, it is a very labor intensive, very difficult to include the renewable energy in the power grid. It's just really difficult, really complicated. Pollution, I'm not saying AI can make the world cleaner. I can I I can think of using AI. AI is very good in image recognition, pattern recognition. Maybe we can install some satellite image camera to powered by AI to identify what spots in the world that produce polluted air. And the governments can go to that area to give a heavy fine to those who produce the polluted air in the environment. And also, we can use AI to analyze soil, water, to identify who created the water pollution and soil pollution to the environment. Crime and disorders. I'm not saying we are having this kind of minority report, but we are actually getting closer to minority report now. Using the AI predictive analytics, police authorities, they can better deploy their resources. And with the predictive analytic, they can also have some kind of prediction what kind of crime hotspot they may be able to prevent the crimes before it's happening. Cybersecurity, in fact, AI is been used to tackle that for a while now, is to do AI to like a agent to patrol on the cyber space to look at the abnormal activity so that AI can pick it up and inform the system administrator to do something about it to stop the cybersecurity threat. Economic inequality, I'm not saying AI can make poor people rich or rich people poor, etc. It's not like that. It's to use AI capability, big data analytics, predictive analytics, pattern recognition to produce some kind of reports to submit to politicians, policymaker, whoever runs the country to tell them this is the area in the society it's been ignored or been abandoned. And so the government can maybe make some policy to support those forgotten community. And that's how I mean. Healthcare, yeah, we can use AI. You can see in this diagram, this person, he's sitting on the wheelchair with the robotic technology and AI technology, maybe one day we can use this capability to make synthetic limbs to install to the person's body, powered by maybe a brain chip to operate the synthetic limbs to make the wheelchair user walk again. Drug discovery, AI can manage vast amount of data. Maybe AI can use this capability to maybe make some really complicated chemical compound to come up with the right treatment to treat uh, incurable disease at the moment, like dementia, motor neuron, or cancer. And same as social injustice. Social injustice similar to economic inequality can use AI to study the social problems and to come up with some kind of data-driven, data-backed recommendation to recommend the policy makers to do something about the social injustice. Geopolitical conflicts, um, of course, none of us want war, we want peace, but we want to have some evidence to maybe use AI to simulate a war zone and to say if this country beat this country up, there will be how many million people will die, and the consequences will be like that. So we can use this simulation to submit to the leaders in the world, then say, look, this will be the consequence. Do you want to go ahead to do to bomb each other? And that's how so there are many, many opportunities for us to open the door using AI and generative AI technology. And with these 12 examples, I think we can create millions of new jobs. Conclusion. Um, so today I have covered the challenges of AI. Yeah, we have to admit that they are the big elephant in the room. We can't avoid it. Uh, AI will cause some job loss, but there's a balance. There are some loss and also some new job created. And we need to embrace the adaptability to take over the challenge, reskill ourselves to cope with this rapid technological change effectively. And the third is cultivating relevant skills. Ask yourself, okay, this job doesn't want me anymore because it's gone automation. Okay, what else can I do and what skill do I need? to do and to sail through this AI transformation. And finally, I would like to share a key takeaway with you guys. Yep. Um, it's very simple. The door is there. You just need to open it. Thank you very much. Now I have some time for Q&A. Yeah.
Yeah.
And should we go through the chat?
Yeah, I'll read them out to you. But thank you so much, Kitty, for such a well-researched and informative
Okay.
session on AI, and
Let me.
yeah, what it can do. So the first question that we have is actually from Zenette, and she's currently a senior BA, and I know you've touched on this sort of already, but
Yeah.
what she wants to know is what career paths for AI-driven futures.
Read my book.
Well done.
Yeah,
Good plug.
actually, from page 126 is all about transformation. So the first one is the challenges of AI, and then from 137, yeah, the second half of the book is the roadmap to become an AI BA, AI business analyst. Okay,
Okay.
in a nutshell, um, I think business analysts will still be needed because we need to reinvent ourselves from a business analyst assigned to a IT project, reporting to a project manager, working with the users, the stakeholders, producing requirements and working with the solution architect and the development team to basically to churn out a project. This day's gone. I think in the future, projects will be run by AI. All you need is a good quality requirements and then skip the middle bit and transform the human language requirement into computer code, then execute to a software prototype. Go back immediately to the user to test the system. If the user doesn't like it, want to change, you regen the code, execute another file. It can take from months reduced to hours. So what's the value of business analyst is you basically look at my 5 steps. Equip yourself with the AI knowledge, learn all the like modern requirements generated by AI is a tool, and graphic AI generated diagram tool, prompt engineering tool, all the tools you need to learn, and then use your soft skill like communication, empathy, rapport with the users, um, communicate with the stakeholders, extract quality requirements. Then you you be the champion of on behalf of the user community. Then once you generate the code from the uh, from the AI tools, you because you're so familiar with the requirements, then you can use your human skill, use your strategic empathy, all the skills to communicate back to the stakeholders, and then to conduct the like user testing or get the feedback from the users. Business analysts will become like a ally and from with the business. You are no longer hiding in the project. You come out from the project scope to look at organizational efficiency strategy. It's similar to management consultant. They go to organization, they like problem shooting. But as a business analyst, you are in-house, you have the technical skills, so you actually can do end to end the whole thing from pinpoint problem strategy all the way down to the solution. Eh, But one thing I have to be honest with you, uh, in the future, organizations they don't want BA, they want brilliant, good BA. Yeah. So
Okay.
if people like, I mean, I'm a bit worried about the entry level BA. some organizations, they are very reluctant to spend money in training graduate trainees, because if they can use AI as a shortcut. So I am a bit worried about in long term, there's a succession planning issue, because all the good BA,
That
new
will create
BAs,
new, it will create new opportunities. So,
yeah, they will retire, and then who's going to take the baton? Will AI be taking the baton as a senior BA? I don't know. Let's see. I hope I can answer your questions.
okay. The next question is from Delhi. And she says, robotics or automation, what are the skills required to automate robots? For example, automate customer services. And the
Yeah, I
second
mean,
and the second part
yeah,
is, the internet is agog with sale of ready-made robots. Are they really advisable?
I mean, at the moment, they um the AI is still not very mature. I think the internet is quite mature. So, to break down your question, the call center, the robotic first. What kind of skill if you want to, for example, if you want to go to work in a robotic company, um, what skill you need to do? In a robotic company, I happen to know someone who study material engineering in the university. So they look at the what kind of the materials to make robots, the metal, the like titanium or steel to make robot is strong and all this. So that's another is this is a skill set that to make the hardware. Then you also it depends on what areas you do. The opportunity will be material engineering to actually, I heard Elon Musk said recently. He said the biggest challenge of robots is the fingers. Is the fingers, because it's really difficult to make the 10 fingers like move like human, and that's the biggest challenge. So, and then you can also look at the chips, the GPU, like Nvidia, they make AI chips, yeah. So the chips industry also a opportunity in the robotic automation implementation. And it depends on what uh, your your career. If you, for example, if you are a business analyst, then you can by all means go to join a robotic company as a business analyst. You can do user-centric research, exactly how to simulate the robotic behavior, a humanoid robot behave like a human. This is another opportunity for human to like, you have to be a human to understand how human behave and then transfer these requirements to build the robot behave like a human. Um, so in another one, robotic, what's the skill required to automate robots? Yeah. Um, yeah, I think I hope I can answer your question. Automate customer services. So, so the skill is I uh, if you if your organization use a chatbot for customer service, the data set will be the literature inside the organization. Because, like, for example, O2, I'm just making up, O2 mobile company, they decide to use robotic to handle their customers. So the data set will have all the phone numbers, all the detail of the customers, and all the like a cell site of their network. So the data set will have all this knowledge. And then when you train the data, when you train the algorithm, you will know how to uh, understand the customer's input, the customer concern. What's wrong? What's the problem? Can they make a call or they can't go to the internet or whatever? Then look at the data set, and then you can also help with the training the algorithm based on the internal corporate data set, not the internet data set. So the opportunity for algorithm training and also testing as well. And then the internet is got with sell ready made. Is it advisable? Um, I'm not so sure about the answer. Um, I mean, I read about recently, 2026 is the year of robotic technology. Because Figure AI, they are going to make like Figure 3, version 3, and Tesla, they have the Optimus. And they are also going to launch their humanoid robots in 2026. And then all these Chinese company, they already showcasing their robots, but I only saw it on the YouTube, so I'm not so sure whether they're real robot or they're actually there's someone hiding inside the robot and make all the move. I don't know. But 2026 is a year pretty exciting because they said 2026 will have some breakthrough in robotic technology. And if they want to do some breakthrough, they need people to do it. So I think there are robotic uh, technology opportunities in industry I mentioned before, like healthcare, disaster recovery, factory, agriculture, mining, and waste management, and military, and security, and
Yeah.
robotic vehicle like driverless car. I mean, they already launched a V-mode in California. You can actually have a driverless taxi drive you around. So it's not like scientific story. It's actually it's already happening. Some of them, not all of them, not all of them I cited.
Yeah. Okay,
And
well, we've only really got a minute left, so I would
yeah,
want to take this opportunity
I mean, I hope,
to thank you
yeah,
very much
I hope
for
I
coming today.